Hello and welcome to our webinar today. My name is Boris Polyakov, and here we are at the ISE 2024 Highlights webinar. We, as a company, represent the brands AREC and RADA worldwide. And so in this webinar today, we would like to bring you the highlights of our recent exhibition in ISE 2024 in Barcelona from our stand. So in case you were not able to attend the event, or you would like to refresh your experience of the event, this is a perfect chance for you. So, as is traditional for our webinar, I'm going to start with a short introduction of what our system is. For those of you who joined for the first time, it will only take a minute. So let me just quickly show you this. The main product that our company offers is called the Media Capture System. Media Capture System is a complete solution for recording, for streaming, and for auto tracking, and for all other kinds of applications in a variety of markets. This system is represented by four kinds of products. So regular and static and PTZ cameras in order for you to capture the audience and the details. There are the auto tracking solutions provided through different technologies. Through infrared tracking technology, we have infrared tracking cameras, AI tracking cameras, as well as the tracking by microphones, whether the push-to-talk ones or the ceiling ones. Now, the main component of that system is the device called Media Station, and that is the device that allows me to connect all sorts of different audio and video inputs, combine them into my own layouts, into my own themes, the way you see me right now, for example, add logos and backgrounds to that, and put this into YouTube, put this into recording, put this into even Teams or Zoom or other conferencing applications just to enhance the experience by also using accessories, which also can improve the system and make it usable in all other different kinds of ways. So the applications for those systems, they are numerous. They exist in education in order to provide lecture capture, in order to record and stream lectures, make your students understand the material better. They also exist in the corporate kind of applications in terms of the webinars, same as we are doing a webinar for you right now, in terms of product presentations and improving that sort of experience when you do the video conference kinds of presentations or just video calls and you're sharing content. Governmental purposes for protocoling, for making the work of the government visible, recording and streaming in courts, and other kinds of applications like that. For healthcare, for telemedicine and medical simulation centers and medical education, all kinds of applications like that, the media stations are a really great solution for that. And lastly, also events, because in all of this media capture system, we have solutions for houses of worships, we have solutions for live events, for theater performances, in order to make those recordings, as well as even live captions and translation devices. So more about the general AREC product line, what is media capture system, as particular elements of it, you can take a look on our YouTube channel called Adena channel, or on our website, a-dena.com. You will find plenty of videos and information about these products. Now, without further ado, let's just jump to the main purpose of this webinar, which is to show you the highlights from our exhibition. So first up is the DS-AC1, which is a control station. So it is a control station, but it is also simultaneously a video switcher and a video streamer. So it is designed to control all the standard audio and video devices that you would put into a conferencing room or a lecture hall or a city hall. So for example, projectors, projector screens, displays, video walls, matrices and cameras and other devices. Connect these kinds of devices as well and use them as audio and video sources, and to output them through the outputs of the station, which there are a total of 4 of. And then you can also stream all of this through RTMP and RTMPS. I mean, the video sources that you can connect can be streamed, and then these video sources, they can come from a variety of different interfaces, HDMI, USB, or network protocols like RTSP, RTMP, RTP, and NDIHX. A license for NDIHX is included with the device, so that means everything is on the station already. You don't need to make any extra purchases for it. And about the device itself, you can see on the back what kinds of things can be connected here. So for HDMI, you're able to connect up to 4 HDMI sources, and you can output them directly through the HDMI output A. So that is designed to show you just the HDMI sources. Then there is also the output B, which can show all kinds of sources: HDMI, USB, network, and it can also define what is streamed. So the source that you select here is the one that you will be streaming. And then also there is the output C. Output C is a DisplayPort output, unlike everything else here, which is HDMI. And the output C can be showing you an USB source or a network source, or it can duplicate what is shown on the B. Now there is also the GUI interface output. And the GUI interface output is available here for you to select all the different sources which are connected to the media station. So select them on the particular outputs that you are using, as well as to send commands. And this interface, it is available not just through HDMI, but also through the web browser. So you can either connect a display as maybe a small touch screen or even just a computer mouse in order to operate this interface, or you can open it through the web page of your mobile phone, of your iPad, Android, or even just a computer. So let's take a look at how this interface looks like. You will be able to see it right here, because I have it connected to my media station as a source. And on the left side of this interface, you can see there are letters A, B, and C. So these control what is visible on your output. So for example, on A, right now, if I click on this button called Computer Slides, a button that I myself created, so all of this design is customizable, you are able to select what you will output through this. If you go to B, you're also able to do the same for the sources that you have configured for the B output. In my case, let's just switch to, well, for example, teacher camera. And in order for you to see what is it actually that I selected, I'm just going to let you see that, just like that. So I selected teacher camera, is this camera over here, and it is located inside my miniature classroom. Let me give you a better view of it by switching to this camera instead and applying the preset 3. So this is a miniature classroom where you have everything that you normally have in a classroom. You have your students, you have your teacher, a camera that is focused on the teacher. You have a display, board, lights, AC, and other things. And you would like to operate this room. How do you do that? Well, you can do that through the DS-AC1. Currently, the room is off. Let's turn it on. So just like this, I press the button, and now everything inside the room is on. Now we have the presentation of the teacher on the display. If I want to control individual devices here, I can also do that. So you, for example, don't want to see the light anymore, turn it off. Don't want the fan, turn it off, and so on. So this is all fairly basic. Now, as for something, let's say, more complicated, you would like to operate other AV products in the room, you would like to send RS-232 or RS-485 commands, you're able to do it here. So simply add the button for that, add the command for that, and use it. So right now, you can see also the camera showing myself. If I wanted to see all the sources I connected to my media station, I can also do that. So you are able to set up all of these commands for the devices, which do not necessarily have to be media stations. Again, this is this device, the DS-AC1, can control other products as well. And you're able to also see the online director pages of the media stations. That's a particular integration we have for our own devices. You are able to open their online director web pages and switch between them. You're also able to control the PTZ functions of the connected PTZ cameras. So this station can also help you function a little bit like a joystick. And in order for you to see just how easy it is to configure this device and to use it in terms of the web interface, well, let me show that to you. I am going to open the page of the station. And if you have ever used a media station before, something like LS300 or KL3T or any other model, you will find this interface extremely familiar, just because all of the typical buttons that you expect on an AREC, Media I/O, where you can add your audio and video sources, all of that is there. So you will not have any difficulties using this device then. And you can see for adding the network cameras, there is a page. I have already added some for audio as well. All of this is here. Now, for the control manager, that is the new page of this device. This is where you actually add the commands. So I have a list of commands prepared already. And let me just show that to you full screen so that you can see it better. So here in the commands, if you would like to add a new command, simply press add, give it a name, and write this command, whether hex code or a simple 10 or any other kind of command. Simply add it here, and you will already have it in your list for selection. What's more is that if you're used to setting up the same kinds of products in sort of, let's say, package or a standard kind of installation, good news is you can save all of these commands, you can save all of this configuration, you only need to do it once. So you're able to import it into a brand new DS-AC1 somewhere on a completely different site and use it straight away. So what's more is that you can configure the settings of your RS-232, RS-485 ports here. Quite simple. For scheduling, this is important because let's say you have installed the DS-AC1 with all your other equipment and you set it up in, let's say, a classroom. And the class begins at 8 a.m. By 8 a.m. everything must be ready. So simply put it in the calendar. You will be able to customize the commands, the way they are sent, synchronized, whether, let's say, this is a one-time event, you could just upload it as a file, or make this calendar integration with the media station permanent by just putting the link to your calendar. So all you need for this is an ICS kind of file. You would, or the ICS compatible calendar, and then you just put a link to it. That can be, for example, Google Calendar, Microsoft Calendar, or any other really. So simply turn on the scheduler and set it up. And then the media station will be sending those commands automatically. You don't need to even be worried. So by the time you go into the room, everything will be there. Here is another interesting feature of the media station, of the DS-AC1 control station, sorry. This is the report. That allows you to monitor the energy consumption of the devices that you connect to the DS-AC1. Simply add them here, and you will be able to see the energy consumption of these devices. You can generate reports. You simply specify when, until when, and open them. And that will allow you to see whether you can adjust something in your structure, and you can also send commands to turn off the devices in order to, let's say, save the energy costs if they are overusing them. The next page here is OSD control settings, and that is the page where you can customize the control interface. So first of all, you are able to customize the outputs A, B, and C. Here, if I press, for example, on A, you can see there is my button. Can change all about it. If you go to B, this is also similar. You just simply select the signal type for that button, whether that's an HDMI, USB, or a network. You give it a text name, you make it visible or invisible, it's all up to you. You choose the design. Basically, it's just like that. You are selecting which sources you have and how you want to position them in this control interface. You're also able to set up your streaming link on this page. So you can do the same on the C. On the C, you are able to turn on the synchronization with B. So Let's say you have a computer. You want to have a computer visible on a projector on the left side and on a projector on the right side. Well, then you connect projector on the left side, let's say to B, you select it here as a computer, and then you are showing it on the C. And the next one here is the page where you are actually configuring the buttons and where you can create the lists with these buttons and customize everything about them. So this here is how you do this. Let's say I have my button all devices on. If I wanted to add a new command to this, I simply press here on the button add rather. Then I choose how I want to send my commands, whether through the control relays, GPIO, whether through the RS-232, RS-485, or even infrared. So you are able to set up all of this. Simply configure the delay, what kind of command you want to use from the list of the commands that you set up in the station before, and press save. Then that would be it. And you are able to also customize all of these buttons. Like I said, you can have as many of these control interfaces as you want. You can just add them, give them names, and configure them as you wish. In this page, you are able to do the online director integration with the stations. So you simply add the media stations that you want to control, IP address, username, and they will be available to you through the control interface. And on this page, you are able to also make the PTZ option available. So if you have a PTZ camera selected on the B, you're able to control it then. Lastly, like I said, if you would like to do standard installations, you would like to configure the functions only once, then simply export your configuration and import it again. That's how we are also doing it this webinar, since we are doing it in multiple languages. So what else do I have for you to see? Let's jump back to the slides, because then there is the A-TC04 NoirCam. So this is a 4K camera, which we already demonstrated at the previous webinar, but we've made some tracking improvements. So this 4K camera can do 25 times optical zoom, so it's perfect for those really small details. And you can use it in multiple ways at once, by USB, for example, as a camera on your computer, by HDMI or network as a camera on your media station, and so on and so forth, through the IP, through the 3G SDI or NDI checks connections. All of that is available simultaneously, no extra purchases, no extra licenses, it's all in there. And what's more is that this is an AI tracking camera. So let me show you how the tracking works in here. Right now I have it selected as presenter tracking, active presenter tracking. The camera just picked me up in the zone where I saved it, and as I am going to be walking, turning my back or facing the camera will maintain me as the tracking target. As soon as as long as I remain in the tracking area, in the view of the camera. If I leave it, then the camera will return back to the position which I set up for it. You can also do zone tracking. So imagine you have over here your board, and over here, let's say, the desk where the teacher is sitting. So they would like to zoom in over here, maybe zoom out and apply specifically the board and the teacher here. You can do that with the region tracking. So if you would like to just dynamically track the people, keep it in the presenter tracking. If you would like to focus on specific zones and apply specific presets for those, then this camera can do that for you. Now, let's continue with our webinar. Next up, we have the new ABR02 bridge. So that model improves on the previous one by improving how many frames per second you can do in Full HD, twice the amount now. So it's 120 FPS in Full HD. It is also coming with a DC-in port, which supports PD30 charging. Now, if that doesn't make sense for you, here is how PD works. Let's say you have your laptop and you can charge it by a Type-C cable, simple USB. So that same charger, if you plug it into the bridge, into this DC-in port, then once you connect the bridge into your computer will get the power from the bridge. So what that essentially means is that you only use one USB cable, both to use the bridge and to charge your computer. So you save a port. Now, just like the previous model, this comes with an HDMI loop. So you are able to duplicate the source on your local display or projector, and you're also able to add an additional voiceover to your source by connecting the 3.5mm line input. And it wouldn't be a proper demonstration if I didn't show you just how this image quality from the bridge looks like. So for that, I am going to first of all change the preset and use this DS-AC1 again in order for you to see the output from LS410. And now just going to switch to it. On the left side, you have A-TC02 converted by the bridge. A-TC02 is also our camera. A-TC02 connected by NDI-HX is on the right side. And as you can see, the image is exactly the same. Now, if I zoom in just for you to have a reference of how small this board is, that's how small. So this is our new bridge. And the last thing I have for you today is ATS02 operator touchscreen. Now, ATS02 is a perfect touchscreen for the operator. Why? It's because you can plug any kind of media station here. All of our media stations are supported for this. You can also connect third-party equipment, so it doesn't have to be a media station. This is a sensor display, a USB touch compatible one. So if you connect a USB cable from a media station or an HID compatible device, like let's say a computer with a touch screen, you will be able to control it from here as well. And also there is the 3.5mm line output. So if you would like to monitor the audio, which is provided by the source for this display, simply put on the headset, connect it there, and you will hear it. So imagine how you can use this with media stations. You have an operator, he sits to the side, just has the media station connected, USB for control, the video for video with the GUI, and the headset to listen. And that's it. Now the operator has full control. And that's all we have for you today. So thank you very much for attention. And if you have any questions, now is the perfect time. We will be answering them for you shortly in the chat. If you would like to know more about any of these devices or other AREC and RADA devices, please visit www.a-dna.com, where we will be able to supply you all this information and arrange a more detailed presentation should you wish so. Thank you very much and have a good day.